onions. They may make you cry.
Oh my God. Oh God.
My eyes are watering. But they are integral in so many dishes that it's pretty hard to ignore them. That's delicious. Who'd have thunk that you want a stuffed onion with a side of more onions? Today, I have gathered 5 very onion-forward dishes so we can see how onion can be the star of the show. Wow, that is so good. I love this so much. I love this so much. And not just always in the supporting cast.
Hi Beryl, my name is Shivani and I am from Ranchi, Jharkhand, India. The dish that I will talk about today is called Pyaz ke Pakora in Hindi or onion fritters in English. This dish is made out of sliced onion coated in a batter made out of chickpea flour and water.
I always think of Shrek when I'm peeling onions, and I love what he said, that ogres have layers.
Layers! Onions have layers. Ogres have layers.
But really, we all have layers. Shrek was deep.
Along with some spices. It is then deep fried in mustard oil till golden brown. This is a very common dish.
Oh my God. Oh wow, it just touched my finger in my eye.
As it is made out of ingredients readily available in our kitchen pantry.
Now I really don't want to touch my eyes.
This dish is crispy and crunchy. The deep frying gives the onion a bit of a caramelly flavor.
If anyone's ever looking for a gluten-free flour, basin flour, because it's just chickpea flour, is a good gluten-free option, and I really like it. So that's the endorsement. Chickpea flour, you heard it here from a white girl in New York City. It's a great flour.
We especially crave this dish on days when it rains.
Cooking with turmeric on a white shirt is bold. I feel like my hands are going to be yellow for a while. This reminds me of my haldi ceremony when I got married in India. We just rub this all over our faces. You get a glow, but it's fun.
This dish reminds me of the rain and the sweet, earthy aftersmell it leaves behind. I hope you enjoy this recipe.
For the pakoras, I have brought out my Maggie Hot and Sweet. It has been a hot minute since she's been on the show. I've missed you. I mean, I haven't missed you because I've had it, but the show has missed you. This is the professional size. Come on. I think these look pretty good. We'll see how they taste. They're totally delicious. Yum. The batter is fluffy and you can taste the mustard seed oil, which is definitely a really strong and beautiful flavor. My whole house smells a bit like mustard seed oil, and it's a smell that for me is so reminiscent of being back in India with my family there, and it just makes me feel like nostalgic and cozy. Whenever it's raining, Rajat always requests me to make pakoras. So it's a dish that I have a little bit experience making, but I don't tend to make it just like casually. I do make it for parties. Is that casual? Kind of. I like the heat from the chili as well. It's really nice, kind of kicks up the whole dish a little bit. One of the things that I like about making these is that the batter is really thick and you don't need to do any sort of uniform shape. Like, they can all be totally different and that's okay. And I think that takes the stress out of cooking things sometimes where everything is kind of supposed to be uniform. When I think about Great British Bake Off, uniformity is so important, but not when it comes to pakoras. I also think this is a dish that a lot of you can make at home. You need to find basin flour, but you can find that online or at any Indian grocery store. And you really need a limited amount of spices. So I would try these if I were you. They're fun. They're like the most elevated onion ring you've ever had. A real crowd pleaser. Yep. I recently got back from a trip to Italy, and one way that I prepared for that trip was with Rosetta Stone, the sponsor for today's episode. Rosetta Stone is a language learning app that doesn't rely on direct translations for you to learn a language, but instead creates an immersive environment that teaches you to learn a language in a different way. Instead of just memorizing a vocabulary list, Rosetta Stone gives you real-life talking situations to learn.
Il bambino mangia.
You'll learn whatever language you choose naturally through native speakers, audio, and images. They have pronunciation lessons that help you learn how to accurately say a word.
Un uomo
Un uomo. And the app fits any schedule. Many of the lessons are 10 minutes or less. My favorite thing is that the app is on the go. You can download lessons, so if you're, for example, on a plane, you can keep on studying. There are tons of languages to choose from, so whatever you're looking to study, I'm sure you could find it on Rosetta Stone. Right now, you can get 60% off their lifetime subscription app, which gives you access to all of their languages for life. It's originally $3.99, but you can get it now for $149. As language evolves, so does Rosetta Stone, and I personally believe that being a better steward in this world is understanding people in their native languages, so learning a language is a really great way to experience a new side of our planet. Use my link in the description to take advantage of this amazing offer, and it helps my channel as well. Okay, let's get back to the episode.
Hi Beryl, my name is Khashayar. I live in Italy, but I am originally from Tehran, Iran. The dish I'm going to share with you today is Kalehjoosh, a hearty, humble soup made with onions and kashk. Kashk is a sour yogurt that has been cooked, reduced, and has been dried so we can enjoy dairy products year-round.
Oh God. They got me. They got me. Look at how big this garlic clove is. Like, this garlic clove was a bully in high school. American vegetables and fruits are just, they're built different. Like, this is huge. Why?
The sourness and umami flavor from the kashk, the sweetness and a slight crunch of the onions.
As many of you know, I don't like walnuts. I'm in fact a walnut hater, but I did do a change my mind about walnuts episode, and the one walnut dish that I liked was from Iran. And when Khashayar sent me an email, he wrote, I know you don't like walnuts, but you have to use them. So the walnuts are going in. But I trust it, because Iran has not led me wrong on walnuts so far.
And the herbaceous, slightly bitter taste of the mint all combine perfectly in this dish. You can enjoy it on its own or even better by serving it with some dried bread that you soak in the soup. For this dish, you can use any type of inexpensive onion you like. The only important thing is not to over fry them or cook them for so long that they lose their texture. They should hold their shape and crunch. I love this dish because first of all it's delicious, and also because it's historically and culturally important for us Iranians.
I have had kashk before, which is also called jamid, and it looks like this hard stone. I used it when we made mensef when I was in Jordan, and I'm going to show you some clips of that. It's the national dish of the country, and it's a totally interesting flavor. I've never cooked with it here, and it was a little hard to find. We had to go to a couple of grocery stores. However, we found it. That's the beauty of New York City. It smells like... Whoa, it's salty. I've never had it on its own. It smells like cheese. It smells like brie. Smell it.
Whoa!
Right?
Yeah, it smells like oh, what's that? It's like brie, but like stronger.
Yeah. All right.
That smells good.
Ready?
You know, Kalehjoosh is not a popular dish among younger generations. Many of them have never even tried it in their lives. But for our ancestors, this dish was extremely important because it was cheap yet full of nutrition. I know you can find other variations of this dish across the Persian plateau, Armenia, Turkey and beyond, but the concept is always the same. Preparing this dish is quick, simple and foolproof. I left my motherland last year and came to Italy to study. I fled from the dictatorship and chose freedom over everything I had. In this self-imposed exile, the only thing that left for me is the culture and memories that are embedded in my heart. For me, perhaps the only way to not forget home and feel connected is by making something Persian and sharing it. I believe we Persians have one of the most beautiful and versatile cuisines on the planet, but unfortunately not many people know about it. So I am inviting you to explore more of it, and maybe you can start with a bowl of Kalehjoosh.
This smells so good. It has this sour, cheesy smell, and when I cooked it, it thickened so much from the original liquidy kashk. Now you can see it's more like a dip than a soup. I'm gonna try it on its own, but then I'm gonna dip with it. Wow, that is so good. Actually, the walnuts, I can taste them because they're crunchy in there, are really good.
Oh
let's just add texture and a little bit of flavor, but the flavor's not bad. The onions are almost caramelized, so they're sweet. This is delicious. Let me get some bread. I feel like bread is the way. Persian food. It is next level. I can't believe this is a recipe that's kind of dying out, that people don't like anymore, because I think it's amazing. When we were looking for recipes online, there were barely any. Like maybe 5 came up, and that was, I think, part of the whole issue, that it's just not that popular anymore. But it should be. Even though this was just one red onion, I think that the onions are vital to this dish. They're bringing so much to it, from their texture and their flavor. I think without the onions, this dish could not exist as it is. So perfect for the onion episode. Did you all know that I have a new show on PBS Food? It's about 2 people swapping recipes from their culture to learn a little bit more about one another. I've never seen this before.
And then you got that corn that's like, whoa.
I'm a part of it. We had a whole lot of fun using a lot of you subscribers. I hope that you check it out. The link is in the description. Okay, cut.
Hi Beryl, my name is Masumi and I'm Japanese American living in Portland, Oregon. I was born in Paraguay and my family moved to the US when I was 3. And the dish I want to share with you is Ensalada de Cebolla, or onion salad. This is a common salad that's eaten in Paraguay with asado, or grilled meat. And it has very few ingredients and is mostly made up of onions. You can use any type of onion that's available to you.
I have so much footage of me like chopping onions, tomatoes, and this dish is pretty simple. I wonder if I could use old clips to make an entire episode. I probably have gigabytes of onion chopping, I swear.
My family likes to use yellow onions. The onions make up 80 to 90% of the salad, and the remaining 10 to 20% is made up of tomatoes and watercress.
Oh, why is it? Oh my God, I just got sprayed really intensely. Ice water for the onions.
Watercress grows abundantly in Paraguay, but if you can't find watercress in your area, you can skip it. You can even skip the tomatoes. The onion is really the star. And the dressing for the salad is my dad's recipe, which is oil, lemon, and soy sauce. The onion salad tastes crisp, refreshing, and bold, and it goes really well with grilled red meats like steaks, beef short ribs, and pork sausages.
Last time I cooked with watercress was for the Armenian stuffed herb breads, which was so good. But I learned that watercress is the most nutrient-dense vegetable on the planet. So the more you know. It smells nutrient-dense. This came off the watercress. I just want to know, does anybody else save all their vegetable rubber bands for future needs? Because I do, and they are always so helpful.
I like this dish because it reminds me of my Japanese Paraguayan heritage. My dad thinks the onion salad in Paraguay originated from the Germans who immigrated to South America after World War II. My grandparents were one of those immigrants who settled in Paraguay. Now there are many variations of the onion salad in Paraguay, and most use salt as part of the dressing. But the Japanese immigrants in Paraguay, like my grandparents, made soy sauce, and this was what was used instead of the salt in our onion salads.
This is actually a really good trick when you're cooking with raw onions to soak them, because I know for a fact that it removes bitterness. I learned that on this channel. I feel like I've learned a lot on this channel. A lot of really good tips, and this is definitely one of them.
I also like this dish because it usually wins over the raw onion skeptics. Whenever we had friends and guests over at my family's house for a Paraguayan barbecue, we'd introduce the onion salad to them. And at first, friends and guests are usually shocked that we eat a bowl of raw onions, but once they try it with the meat, they realize that the onions don't have that intense flavor and doesn't make them cry. Raw onions are awesome. The trick is in how you slice and prep the onions. So give Ensalada de Cebolla a try.
Masumi's right. A raw onion salad, it's bold. But I think with meat, this would be really good. I'm eating it on its own. My breath is about to get stanky. Oh, wait. This is good. This is a way you could eat a full onion. That dressing is so nice. The soy sauce with the onion and the lemon juice, this is bright and crunchy and crispy. This reminds me of the Sudanese peanut butter onion salad that I made in my first onion episode. And I know a lot of you made that because it was a really simple dish to recreate. You could do that with this one too. If you don't have watercress, arugula would be a good substitute. Or Masumi said you don't even actually need it. It's just for a little bit of brightness. This really reminds me of that cucumber guy when he's like, sometimes you need to eat a whole cucumber and here's how to do it.
Sometimes you need to eat an entire cucumber. Let me show you the best way to do it.
Here's how to eat a whole onion, seriously. I could go to town on this. I recommend it. It's easy. So try it, it's easy.
Hi Beryl, my name is Anna and I currently live in Austin, Texas. I am originally from Mexico City and I moved to the US 8 years ago. The dish I want to talk about is called Cevoias Reinadas, which in English means stuffed onions. This dish's name is in Judeo-Espanol or Ladino and was developed during the Middle Ages by Sephardic Jews before their expulsion from Spain in 1492.
I now have to chop all the interior part of the onions that we're not using. My eyes are already watering.
The onions are simply cut in half and stuffed with ground beef and some vegetables, fried and then baked to deepen its flavor.
How am I still chopping? This is putting my knife skills to the test. And I don't think I'm passing, but I'm getting it done. Can you see this onion mountain? There's so much. Like, this is a big bowl of onion. Oh, I shouldn't have sniffed.
This dish represents the Sephardic tradition that passed through many generations across the centuries and continents. This dish is common during Jewish high holidays, and they remind me of my abuelita, my grandma, along with all the beautiful dishes she used to cook. After the discovery of the Americas, they stuffed tomatoes, eggplants, bell peppers, and potatoes that are cooked at the same time as the onions. All of it comes out to be a scrumptious and unforgettable dish. The kind of onion we use is the white onion because back then it was the only onion there was. People should try this dish because of its historical legacy and because it's delicious. Cevoias Reinadas is a deeply meaningful, delicious dish. The combination of its historical significance, cultural heritage, and family memories make it even more special. It's wonderful that I can share this part of my heritage with others. I'm sure many people would love to try it and learn about its rich history and flavor. Thank you.
This dish took a really long time. There was so much chopping to do.
Oh my God, I'm chopping so much. This recipe is a lot of chopping.
And then it cooked for a long time. Cover and cook for 20 minutes. These better taste good because I am exhausted. That was really hot. That's delicious. Who'd have thunk that you want a stuffed onion with a side of more onions, but they're all like caramelized because they cooked for so long. The meat is super herbaceous. It tastes really nice. The onion on the outside is so silky smooth. I can't believe how silky smooth it is. It just kind of feels like a hamburger inside though, because the onion is so thin on the outside. It's cool. The base is really good. I was questioning the base. I felt like there was too many onions and not enough other stuff.
I'm worried there's too much onion. Because it's like you only are supposed to add half a cup of water and that's gonna cover it.
But it really has a lot of flavor. The thing really about this dish is not about how good it tastes. It's about the amount of chopping that you have to do in order to get to this final product. My hands were sore. It just felt like I was chopping forever.
If you want to chop for hours, have I got a recipe for you?
There's been a dish like that before when I made a gazpacho. I also felt like I was chopping forever. Sometimes when you chop too much, it takes a little bit of the fun out of the cooking. As far as an onion dish goes, this is an onion dish. It's a stuffed onion on a bed of onions. I don't think you could ask for a more onion dish. In my last episode, I also did a stuffed onion. It was an Italian version. These two do not taste the same. They're very different, except that they are both meat stuffed into an onion. So I think that's pretty cool that you can see the same thing, but done differently around the world.
Hello Beryl, my name is Anna.
Hey Beryl, my name is Nikolaj. We live in a small town called Dortmundingen. It's in the south of Germany. Today we want to talk about the dish. It's called Bülledünne. It's like a variation of an onion pie with a special kind of onion.
The Bülledünne is made with hurribulle.
I've learned that it's best to add water a little bit at a time while making dough and not going all in at once, because I have had watery dough before that I've had to retrace my steps on. So little by little. Cooking tips from a non-chef.
Hurribulle is a kind of onion which is red but really mild, and it consists of 2 words.
I thought that I added too much water, but the more I knead the dough, the less sticky it's getting. I mean, it's like a sticky dough, but it's meant to be a kind of sticky dough, so I think I'm doing okay. But I have to knead it a little longer.
Uri is a peninsula at the Lake of Constance, where both our families come from.
I'm gonna call it, and I'm gonna let it rise.
And we still live near there, and it's really beautiful, and we really like the region. And Bülle means onion in the regional dialect.
Fun fact about Vidalia onions only come from around 20 different counties across Georgia, and if it's not from one of those counties, then it is not a Vidalia onion, kind of like how Champagne has to be from the region of Champagne. Now you know. Rainbow over my head.
So the hurribulle can only be ground at the hurry, and there's even a festival which is just about onions.
Oh my god, my eyes are burning from this onion. This one might be the strongest one, and it's a sweet onion. Oh, my eyes hurt. Oh, god.
Just about the hurribulle, and there you can find a lot of products which are about onions, like onion sausage, onion bread, or the hurribulle, the Bülledünne.
The ingredients of the Bülledünne are it's like a yeast dough, like pizza. Then you have, of course, the onions. Then you use some eggs, sour cream, some cream, bacon bits, ground cumin, salt and pepper. The crust is very thick and very crunchy. It's very nice, and the inside is warm and soft. It's like a cake, kind of. Because the onion is very special, it's like very sweet and still savory. It's like the perfect dish for the autumn, when it's the season of the onion, and it's very nice to eat it if it's rainy and cold outside, and in the inside you have like a good hurribulle. It's very nice.
Good Bülledünne.
Bülledünne.
My parents make Bülledünne around once a year, and then we all come together and eat it. And we think it's the perfect dish for the episode.
I have done everything I feel like in my power to make this dough and dish a success, so here's hoping.
It uses a lot of onions, and onions are really the main star of the dish, and we hope you really like it. Guten Appetit!
This could be seen as me getting vindication for my last failed attempt at making an onion tart. That was a French dish.
Oh my god, look at this. The bread has no structural integrity. It's funny, like the middle of the bread is super soft, and then like the crust, it's really hard.
Although I haven't tried it yet, so we don't know. But it was the dough that bested me last time. Vindication! Oh my gosh. I made the dough correctly this time. This is a really good onion tart. The bacon is baconing. It's got a really good saltiness with the sweet Vidalia onions. I'm going for the crust just to double check my dough. Have I learned how to make dough? I have learned so much on this channel, and dough has always been really complicated for me, but this dough is really good. It's light, but it still has a nice crisp to it, especially on the edge. The whole time I was saying that I hated making dough. I freaking hate making dough. Oh, it's so stressful. Oh, did I do too much water? Okay. I've done everything I can to make this be a success. But, I mean, maybe I still hate making dough, but I made it, and it tastes really good. These onions are good. I usually don't like Vidalia onions. The inside of this is super creamy from the cream and the sour cream. You could substitute sour cream with yogurt if you're not a huge fan of sour cream. Wow. This is absolutely delicious. I am feeling like the cat that caught the cream right now because I made it correctly. In Germany, for this dish, they use a kind of onion called Hurribulle, and I'm sorry if I butchered that. That is a pretty hard word to say as an American, but you can't really get that onion here, and I used a Vidalia instead because it's a softer, milder type of onion. So if you're gonna try this, just go for a milder onion like a Vidalia. This is delicious. I would say overall, this episode not only has vindicated me from a past failure, but I learned so much about other ways to use onions. I'm gonna leave you with that first onion episode so you can see my fail, and I'm gonna leave you with a mango episode until next week when I come back.